Good morning. Good morning. Happy Monday. MP DeVille here, mother, author, life igniter, CEO, course creator. All of that. So, are we still digesting what went down on Friday? The Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe versus Wade. A lot of people have been talking about it. A lot of people have been outraged about it, including myself. And it's not because it probably, the law probably affects me the least because I'm past the age of conception. Wow, neighbors. They know when to come out at the right time, right? Did you hear that? Anyhow, I'm past the age of conception. I'm not looking to have a baby via in vitro fertilization, or I'm not needing to worry about taking the morning after pill or anything like that because I'm above that age. But I am concerned about rights. My daughter's rights, her daughter's rights, other women's rights, men's rights, because this is not just a woman right issue. This is a man's issue also. Many times men are in partnerships with women, pardon me, who make the decision to have or not to have a baby, who makes the choice to have or not have a baby. Let me reiterate that, who makes the choice. So for everyone who's against people having an abortion, guess what? If that's not your choice, have your baby. But why are you trying to impede your beliefs and your reasoning and your rationale onto someone else? This is a country with over 300 million people. Why and what gives you the audacity to think that one person has to do what you do or what you choose to do? This is a free society. That's what America's always claimed, the land of the free, liberty and justice for all. Liberty, freedom, and justice for all. As black people, we know that hasn't always been the case. But now, perhaps as white women and white families, now you too can feel what it feels like to have your rights taken away from you. Now you know what black people feel like. You know how it feels to be black. You now know how it feels to have your rights stripped from you. And because you now know this, I hope and I pray that you join us at the ballot box come November 2022. I hope that you keep the same smoke that you have right now out there protesting, which I commend all of you for, because I see what they're doing to the protesters. They're running y'all over. They're spraying stuff in your face. They're beating you with batons. That's the type of shit they do for people who fight for rights and liberation. That's what the cops do for those types of people. Now you know what black people go through. When black people were marching for rights and this, and they sicked the dogs on them and they ran over you and they put the hose on you and all of that shit back in the 60s and still now in present day. They do that for people who fight for freedoms. Whereas the people who were fighting against America, January 6th insurrection, the people who were fighting against America over a lie that was told to them, they didn't get that. They didn't get that. They were able to go have a ride, have an insurrectionist, and go home. We'll catch up with you later. That's how America works. But that's neither here nor there. I'm still pissed off about the overturning of Roe versus Wade because it just doesn't mean that it's, like I said, Friday or Saturday, whenever I did my other video. And I'm going to be doing a lot of these videos because I'm pissed. I am pissed to the highest of pistivity, because you don't know what it feels like to be a person. Now I know. Now I know. I can honestly say, in all of my 52 years of being alive, I never understood what it felt like to have your rights taken away from you, stripped right from you. Now I know what that feels like, and it's not a good feeling. It is not a good feeling whatsoever. John Cornyn, old decrepit ass Texas senator, tweeted the other day that now they should go after Plessy versus Ferguson. Now they're going after the schools. Clarence Thomas all made it abundantly clear that they should take a look at the same-sex marriage law and the contraceptive law. So that means not only are they stripping women from having autonomy over their bodies, they're also going after you not having the ability to make decisions for planning your family. They're going after your decision to use birth control. They're going after your decision to use IVF. They're going to go after your decision to love someone of the same sex. They're going after your decision to be married to someone of the same sex. They're going after your decision to put your child in a public school. They're coming for our rights. America's not going to stand long. America is not going to withstand this. And the only way America can withstand this is if we mobilize and if we vote. November 2022 is upon us, people. Many times people don't realize that it's not just the presidential election that's an important election. It's also the midterm elections. It's also the local legislative elections. Your mayors, your governor, your mayors, your school boards, your district attorneys. All of that play a part in how America thrives and how America progresses or regresses. And I'm so sick of people on social media talking about Joe Biden and Kamala Harris not doing nothing, not doing nothing, not doing nothing, not doing nothing. When in actuality, they have done a lot of shit. A lot of shit. But the same people that sit on social media and complain about what they're not doing have yet to go onto the website and look at all of the accomplishments. The same people that sit on social media and talk about what they're not doing don't understand how the three branches of government work. The same people that sit on social media and complain have no idea how the balance of power works, and how just because you vote for a president doesn't mean that you're going to get all the shit you want. The president is telling you, this is what we can get done. This is what I want to do. This is what we need to get done. But in order for all this to happen, not only do you need to vote me and the vice president in office, but you also need to make sure we have the right amount of Democratic senators, the right amount of Democratic House of Representatives. We need to make sure that we are the majority. Because even though we are the majority, we need to go beyond being the majority. Because even though we are the majority, we have two sheeps in wolf's clothing. No, that's the other, two wolf in sheep's clothing. Joe Manchin, Kristen Sinema. They're Democrats, but they have voted against every law that the Democrats have put up to be passed. We can actually be in Jubilee right now, but we have two wolves preventing our agenda. So you know what that means? That means we need to vote more Democratic senators and more Democratic House of Representatives in come November 2022. That's how we change all this shit. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. We have to vote. You can get mad and say you're not voting because they're both the same. No, the fuck, they are not both the same. And excuse my French, they are not both the same. The Democratic Party is trying to move this country forward, give you rights, give jobs to the American people, restructure the American landscape, fix these crumbling roads and buildings and shit. Guess who has to do that? We have to do that. You have to do that. Men in your family, women in your family who need and want those jobs. But we can't get it done if we don't pass the Build Back Better bill. And guess who's blocking the Build Back Better bill? Republicans. Guess who blocked the bill to supply women and children baby formula? Republicans. Guess who's blocking bills to stop oil companies from price gouging the American people? Republicans. Guess who's stopping certain states from offering their constituents or citizens medical care? Republicans. Guess who's stopping preschool funding? Republicans. But they're so fucking concerned about a baby in the womb, a fetus. But once the fetus is full grown and turns into human and is in this world, they don't give two shits about it. No. What they are doing right now is no different what slave owners did way back in the day. Slave owners impregnated women. And then guess what? Their babies that were born to the slave women are now slaves. They needed slaves. So how did they get extra slaves and more slaves? They impregnated women. How are they trying to add on to the workforce in this present day time? How are they trying to keep what they think of as their of course, we all know America is blended. It's mixing. It's changing. It's no longer going to. It's not. It won't be the majority white for a long time. For soon to come, and they know that. They know that the face of America is changing, and in order for them to remain a majority, they want to force women to have children. Really? In 2022, y'all are really trying to force women to do things, have babies, stop their life, stop their progress, interrupt their life, interrupt their livelihood, hinder their life, hinder their livelihood, all for the sake of having another vote for you. Y'all are really pushing this on women. This ain't Saudi Arabia. This ain't Russia. This is the U.S. of A. And Republicans have never stopped trying to do this. Republicans have been trying to turn over Roe versus Wade for 50 years. Since its inception, they have been trying to switch it out, turn it back. Nothing's changed. They are organized. They're doing what they're supposed to do. They're taking our rights away. And we're sitting by the wayside playing on social media, TikTok, Instagram. I mean, I play on all those platforms as well. But guess what? I'm informed about what's going on in real life. I do my due diligence when it's time to vote, and I go vote. I'm not going to be around forever. No one is around forever. But while you're here, you try to do something for the people that come behind you. So this fight isn't for me. This fight is for my daughter. This fight is for her children. This fight is for my sons. This fight is for my nephews and nieces and the people I love. This fight is for my LGBTQ community. This fight is not just for me. This fight is for everybody. And we all should be feeling the same way. Because when they infringe on one group's rights, they're going to infringe on all groups' rights. White supremacy is a form of patriarchal power. White supremacy is upheld by white men. And if they see the white women getting too far ahead of themselves, guess what? You're going to get your rights cut down, just like every other society, just like every other minority group. White women, you want to work with them? Guess what? We're about to cut your rights off too. So I just hope this is a wake-up call for all the suburbanites, because I know Becky and Karen are highly pissed off right now. What are you gonna do, Becky, when Lil Sally gets pregnant in high school and can't attend Princeton? What are you gonna do, Karen? When Honey Boo Boo gets raped by her uncle? What are you gonna do now? Honey Boo Boo gotta carry that baby. Honey Boo Boo gotta conceive her rapist child. See how easily your rights can be taken away? See how easily your world can be turned upside down? Because just because you're married to someone who is against rights and the will of the people doesn't mean you have to go along with that shit. And a lot of y'all went along with that in 2016 when you voted against Hillary Clinton. A lot of y'all voted for Donald Trump because you felt so left behind and so hurt and so like the world is running away from you. You're losing control of America since Barack Obama was president. No. The only thing black people have ever done for this country is advance it. And y'all went against the code. Y'all didn't vote like black women. Y'all voted like white men. That's who y'all voted like. And because of that, this is where we're at. This is where we're at. Now y'all got to get out there and fight. Y'all got to get out there and fight. Y'all are on the news right now getting run over and sprayed and all of this. This all could have been avoided. All y'all had to do was vote for Hillary. This all could have been avoided. But we're not going to go back into the past. Because what you got to do now is you got to vote in the midterms this November. How many months? What? July, August, September, October? July, August, September, October. We have 4 months. 4 months to decide to change the trajectory of the United States. In 4 months, we're going to either be a progressive country that's moving forward, that can be the shining, the light, the beacon that everybody always talks about, talk like we really are. In actuality, we're not. And the black people of America know that we're not. But guess what? In order for us to reverse what the Supreme Court has done, in order for us to stop whatever the Supreme Court is intending to do, we have to show up and vote November 2022, November 4th, Election Day. Governors on the ballot, senators on the ballot. The direction of America is on the ballot. Now, I'm going to still be talking about this because I'm still pissed off about the overturn of Roe versus Wade. I'm pissed off about the gun legislation they handed down that allows everybody to walk around with a gun, no questions needed to be asked. That's the most ridiculous shit ever. But there's some more decisions coming down today. Yep. They're going to talk about climate change, I believe. They're going to make a decision on climate change, whether the executive branch has any say-so in whether we fix climate change or not. What's the other decision they're coming down with? Another very important one. I can't think of it right now. I'm going to have to remember to start taking notes. But yeah, there's some major decisions coming down today too. So I'm sure I'll be back with you guys to talk about that with you tomorrow. But in the meantime, in between time, like I said, it's okay to get mad. It's okay to get angry. But now we got to vote. Now we got to vote like our lives depend on it. Because people, like I said, people are complaining. The Republicans are going to make you feel like, oh, it's the gas prices, it's the food prices. Guess what? Gas prices and food prices, they're going to come down. They're going to come down. Don't worry about that. Just sacrifice a little bit, Don't go get your toes done for a week, Sit home, pamper yourself, clip your own toes, paint your own toenails, Stay away from the hairdresser a while. Men, you can sacrifice some things too, Skip that fishing trip. Skip that whatever you do. Skip it, that little shit you like to buy, those gadgets you like to go into Home Depot and buy all the time, like my honey. Every week he's in god doggone Lowe's. I tell him don't go to Home Depot. Home Depot is almost like Chick-fil-A. They don't believe in rights of people, for the people. Shop at Lowe's. Yeah, but we all can sacrifice. High gas prices and and inflation on food costs, that's going to go down soon as the economy settles down and get back on a as soon as we get back in the groove, all those prices are going to go down. But it's not going to change. It's going to stay here for years and years and decades to come. These laws, the laws that take away your rights, those are going to be long lasting, and possibly generational. Yeah, but you have one chance, and your chance to change that is in November. So you can sit around and complain. You can make excuses. You can talk about, well, both sides this and both sides that, or the lesser of two evils. That's some bullshiggity. Because there's only one side that's stripping you of your rights. There's only one side that does not want to see America move forward. There's only one side that is regressing America. And it's not the Democrats. So y'all can play that mind game or do that gaslighting or whatever the new terminology is. You can keep your people uninformed and dumbed down if you like. But I'm going to be here telling you the truth. Either you accept it or you don't. And if you're mad at somebody, be mad at yourself for not voting when you were supposed to vote. Okay? So, now that I've had my rant, my morning rant, I feel better. Like I said, I will be back tomorrow to discuss some of the new decisions that the ass wipes have handed down today. Pay attention to politics, people. It's a sad day in America. It's been a sad day in America because when I was coming up, there was a class that we all took called civics. Civics explains to you how the three branches of government work. Civics explains to you how the House of Representatives works. Civics explains to you how the Congress works. Civics explained all of that. But guess what? They took civics out of school. Why do you think they did that? That's because they don't want you to know how the government works. They want to keep you dumbed down. They want to keep you oblivious. They want to take your mind off of how the world, the United States is run. It's no different than how you run your household. You have rules and laws within your household. You have governing bodies within your household, the mother, the father, the children. You all come to get together. You make decisions. If you're a healthy and informative and productive household, you sit down and you make decisions about certain things. Where are we going to go on for vacation? Let's decide. Okay, we got two choices. Whoever picks the most, we're going to do that. Should we get cable? What channels are we going to get? What type of food are we going to buy? I like this, you like that. Let's compromise. Your household is ran just like the government is ran. But hopefully, your household is not hindering you. Your household is not keeping you stagnant. Your household is not a toxic environment. Your household is not abusive. Your household is not taking your rights away. Your household is allowing you to be the person God intended for you to be. So there's no difference in how your household is ran versus how government is run. You just have to pay attention. And you have to be involved. You can't just sit back and complain when something doesn't go your way if you didn't give your input. That's not how the world works. And I always have to go off on a couple people on social media because they're always complaining about this and this and this and that. But then when I ask them the simple question, have you reached out to your elected officials? Have you? Or are you just sitting on Facebook and Instagram complaining to rile up your followers? To give someone something to be outraged about when outrageousness is not even necessary if you did the work. Do the work. Everything you do in life takes work. And going to the poll and casting the vote isn't that much work. If you do early voting, you're lucky you walk in and walk out. I early vote every time I vote. No matter the election, I'm early voting. I walk in and I walk out. You don't want to stand in long lines. You don't want to wait for hours in the sun. Sit down hours and hours in, hours out. Early vote. Get it done early. There's no excuses right now. We're in a fight for our lives. And y'all better wake up. And if you don't care about your rights, at least care about your children's rights. Because never have I ever thought that at the age of 52, I would have the rights that were privy to me now taken away from my daughter. Who would have thunk? And if they can do it with one right, they can do it with a lot of rights. So don't let them fool you talking about, oh, they'll never do that, they'll never do that. They just overturned Roe versus Wade. What more do you need to see? What more do you need to see? You can't go no lower. You can't get no lower than that. Don't be one of those people who don't believe what your eyes are seeing. Don't be one of those. Denialism is a hell of a drug. Okay? So, I'm going to call it a quits for today. But thanks for joining me. MP DeVille here. Check out all of my goodies. I'm on this political rampage right now because this is a serious time in our life right now. And, but I'll get back to speaking about generational cycles. Because guess what? This is a generational cycle. And it has nothing to do with the family. It has to do with the country. Taking rights away from women is a cycle that was started centuries ago. And they're trying to reenact that dysfunctional cycle. So, dysfunction comes in all forms and fashions. Pay attention. Okay? So, once again, check me out. Check out my Creole Girl food products below. You can order online if you want to get my Generational Cycles ebook. I outlined some of the generational cycles we all go through and how to repair that. I have a course that you can purchase and kind of overcome generational cycles so that you can ignite your life. But in the meantime and in between time, I'm going to bid you all a good day. Happy Monday. And don't let the Republicans get you down. Register to vote. Have a great Monday.